Hi, everybody. It's Tracy Malone from NarcissistAbuseSupport.com. Thank you for visiting my channel today. We're going to talk about smear campaigns and what I'm calling like the phone tree of smear campaigns and how to handle it when it happens. So let me explain what I mean by this because I know a lot of people have had this happen and it is so painful to deal with and to watch. So when someone decides to smear you, a narcissist decides to smear you, they often decide to smear you to everyone. I mean, the difference between a lie and a smear is the smear is they're telling people, right? And so when this phone tree of lies happens, it could be that it is your mom, and your mom is now telling your siblings that you're bad and evil and sort of conspiring against you. It could also be that they're just calling your friends, calling other family members, calling people at your job. So many adult children of narcissists, I don't know why, their parents love to call their work and tell their boss and just say how concerned they are. That is crossing a boundary way, way, way too far. Okay, that is not mother love. That is psychopath love. And that is dangerous, right? She should never be, no mother or father should ever be calling your work for any reason at all. So those are signs that they're crossing the line here with this smear campaign. But that's the phone tree of lies, right? It just starts off with one, and then they go to the next, and they go to the next, and they go to the next. And the more they smear, you know what happens when they tell like a story and then like, remember when you're in like elementary school? Well, if you're older, if you're that much younger than me, you didn't have paper cups with like string attached to them. And we'd pretend that we'd tell something to something. And by the time it reached the end of the gym line, then the story would be completely different, right? And this is what happens as it grows and it expands, it gains more power for them, and that's why they're doing it. They are doing it to get people onto their side and to turn people against you, but they are also doing it because they're getting supply. When they call up, and I'll use the mother daughter example again, when they call up your friends or other siblings or neighbors, and they tell them these things about you, that you've been so mean or that you lie or whatever story they're going to tell, they're getting supply because they're the poor victims. Oh, poor you. You have a daughter that does that to you. Oh, I'm so sorry. That must be so hard, right? It's cementing their victimhood. It's cementing that narrative so that if the truth actually comes out, the narrative of them being the victim is already there. And so this is sort of helping them to build a whole foundation. If they get found out, well, because they were the victim, then people are going to be more empathetic. So it's sort of beating you to the punch of telling all these people these things. But when these are happening, and let's say they're calling your friends, friend after friend, and this could be your spouse. Let's use that as an example, right? So your spouse that you're divorcing decides to reach out to all your friends. This is the hard part, right? This is when we don't know who to trust and who is safe and what to do with it. Because if they're telling friends and one or two friends call you and tell you, oh my God, you're not going to believe what your husband just told me. I know it's not true. And that's what a true friend is going to do. The other one is when your spouse reaches out to friends and they decide to either listen to them and also jump on the I love my friend too, so I'm listening and hearing this empathetic. Remember the mom example? If you were to use your husband, for example, for them to go to your friends and tell them that you're so worried that you suffer with depression, or they're so worried that you drink too much, or they're so worried that you aren't a good mom and you neglect the children. What would you expect your friend to do? Your friend would be like, oh my goodness, I'm so surprised. That's terrible. How can I help? And then the narc spouse recruits the friend to be a flying monkey and to go to you and say, you know, your husband's so worried about you and you're drinking. I'm worried too. They're just worried because they heard the lie, right? That's how the whole thing works. Is this tree becomes, that's how the flying monkey becomes a flying monkey. Sometimes they know it and sometimes they don't. So flying monkeys are just recruitable people. They're someone that could be used to either attack you or to be used to do this same kind of corruption. So what I wanted to just explain to you is that when these things are happening, when these lies are happening, and you've got the friends that you can trust and the friends that you can't, if the people have proven themselves as friends that you cannot trust, whether they say something mean about what they've heard, or they gang up, or they continue to spread rumors about you, cut them off. No contact means don't let these people even have any information about your life whatsoever. That's Facebook, that's everything. Phone, bye, email, block, right? Those people can't be trusted right now. And that could be relatives too. Or the other option is for you to look at them and talk to them and find out if they are really your friends or if they're not. You can determine this by their empathy they might have for your spouse. If they're going in, again, we're using that example, if they're going and spearing you, do they believe it? If they were really my friends and they believed the lies, I had to cut out quite a few friends because they believed the lies. He was charming and he could spin a story like nobody. Although I'm sure he's thinking that right about now about me, because of course I couldn't be telling the truth. Anyway, I digress. That's what I wanted to tell you is the phone tree of lies and smears is painful. Pick out the people that you can trust and get rid of the others. If people continue to get calls from the mother example, tell them to block them, tell them not to engage with them, and don't ever give them any information. This is your saving grace. Don't let them give any more information to the narcissist than they deserve. So that's all I got. This is Tracy Malone, narcissistabusesupport.com. If you visit my website, we've got all kinds of fun and exciting things on there. I just loaded up narcissistic bingo cards. I have to put them out this week. But my friends and I decided, what if we could have like a thing where we go, you know, how do we know if someone's a narcissist and if we want them in our life anymore? We went, what if you just say, bingo, you're out. So I made these bingo boards, smear campaigns, lies, betrayal, all these things. It's really fun. So all kinds of stuff on my website. And that's all I've got for today. I hope that you've subscribed and I will see you soon. Thank you.